Well, hello and welcome to the Master's Table. Thank you for joining us today. We've got a great dish as always. I'll let the cook tell you what we've got in store.
The cook, Lord have mercy. That is right, I am. I just love to cook.
I said cook, I didn't say chef.
That's right,
I
am not a chef, so don't argue with me about my slicing skills. We got a good one for you today. This recipe right here is one of my old-time favorites. This is one of those recipes that that Granny would fix at the end of the month when the check doesn't run out. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about out there. When it got down to where we didn't have a whole lot of meat in the refrigerator, Granny would resort to onions and potatoes, and that's exactly what we're doing today. We found
that's
some
good
bacon.
Anytime.
You know, she'd always pull out a piece of bacon. She'd have some of that here. So we're doing some potatoes and onions and bacon. This is like we're gonna start it off in a skillet, and we're gonna throw it in here and let it bake a while. And this wasn't on the agenda today, but we even got a pork chop. We're gonna do some pork chops smothered in gravy to go along with these potatoes. So we got a good one. This is gonna be some good stuff. I hope you're hungry.
This is a home-cooked Southern meal.
We talked about it earlier. If you're looking to lose weight, you might ought to change channels right now. You probably don't want to watch what we're getting ready to do, but if you like Southern style, home style cooking, this is for you today. So,
amen.
So just join us.
All right.
We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. I'm still cooking this bacon. We're getting it to where it needs to be.
As a matter of fact, that's where it needs to be enough. I've probably got some.
You know it is smelling good in here right now, cooking some bacon.
Let's find you something to grab that out of. I'll tell you what, let's do
That's all right. I can get it with this.
You got it with that? Okay. We're just going to throw it in there. Because what we're going to do, we're going to get ready to season these potatoes up. As soon as Tina gets that bacon out, we're going to use that same grease, and that's probably going to be, I don't know, I'd say probably 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons, I don't know. So if it winds up to be too much, you can always take some of it out, but that's about where I want to start right there. So, Tina, go ahead and cut that up. We're going to keep that on about a medium to 3/4 heat right there. And we're going to go ahead and drop some of these onions. And I'm going to talk about these potatoes now. I cut up more than a large onion. I know the recipe, you're going to see it on the screen, it calls for a large onion. And we're going to start right there.
You know onions shrink up.
Yeah, they shrink. And what we're going to do is let those just kind of get married right there together. We're going to set this bacon over here in the side. We're going to need that here in a minute. We'll let those start cooking, and you can kind of saute those around a little bit. And I'm going to save some of these. We're going to add another little layer of them in a minute. But I want to talk about these potatoes just for a minute. Now, the recipe calls for, I think it said 5 or 6 potatoes. But this is one of those things you got to judge how big are your potatoes, because it's not going to take 6 of these. You might could get by with a couple of these. I think I cut up like maybe 3 or 3.5 just to. I don't know how much this skillet's going to hold. So, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and coat all of this, and we'll use what we need, and then I can put it in a Ziploc bag, and we might cook some more for supper tonight. I'm not going to waste it, so don't think, well, Brother Frank ain't using all of it. So what I want to do is just take this. Tell you what, I'm going to use this olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and just put a coat of olive oil on these potatoes. And like I say, the exact ingredients, you can find them on the screen. But this is one of those recipes you got to judge with your heart, because it's according to how much you want to cook. You may want to cook more than this, or you may have a bigger skillet than I got. And Tina, we're going to go ahead.
Big family.
We're going to dump just a few more of those in there.
If you eat like we do.
Let those, yeah. I mean, use the recipe as a guide, and then you can kind of go on from there. So what we're going to do, let me get me something to mix these right here with. If I'd had a glove on, I would have just, I would have went ahead.
I know some of y'all out there watching have done this as a meal.
Everybody knows.
Say amen right there.
They ain't, look, if you don't know nothing about no potatoes and onions, you don't know nothing about that way down here in Georgia where we're at. You don't know nothing about Georgia if you don't know nothing about these potatoes.
Sometimes that's all you got.
Now I'm going to add just a little bit more coat. I mixed those. Like I say, the ingredients will be on the screen. You can get the recipe or reach out to me. We'll get it to you. But we just want to put a coat of those on there. And then we're going to put we're going to start with about 2 tablespoons of all-purpose. Now, you can use salt, pepper, whatever your favorite stuff is, but this is just our all-purpose. This black pepper and a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika, just all-purpose seasoning. And I'm going to see where that gets me right here, and I may have to put just a little bit more, because this is a lot of potatoes. Tina, you let me cut up too many potatoes. So we're going to get these right here going. May add just a little. I want to add just a little bit more.
Spices are available if you would like them.
Yep, we have these available. You're more than welcome to reach out to us and we'll put some in your hand. Now, Tina, I want to get a few of these in there. We got those coated good. And what we're going to do is go ahead and let you have some of these in there. I'm going to put some in there. And we're going to see what we get. Because I don't want to load you up too much because I want these to get done. You may want to cut your eye up just a little bit more. We're going to get these started. And then we're going to put this in the oven. And let this thing finish up in the oven. We just want to put a little layer of those right there. We're going to add just a few more. And as that continues to cook, I'm going to let you, and I'm going to start working on these pork chops in a minute. What you think about something about like that right there? I think that'll be good, because I want to get them done. I want to have it done before we have to get out of here. So, all right, I'm going to set this to the side. I'll save those, and we may use some more of these onions here in a little bit. I got some that's already chopped, but okay, now what I want you to do,
I need a flipper.
This eye, go ahead and cut this eye on for me right here. Cut it on high just for that power boil just for a minute so we can get it going. You need that, here you go. There you go, right there. That'll work. Okay, let's get these pork chops over here, and we're gonna talk about these just for a minute. And what I got here, I just dumped out some flour. That's probably a cup and a half. And what I want to do is season this good, and we're just gonna get these pork chops started. So like I say, we got a whole lot I want to get to before we got to get out of here today. I'm gonna go ahead and put some fresh. Y'all know me. I like the fresh cracked black pepper. And if Dr. Morell's watching, just turn your head. Don't look right now, but I'm gonna put just a little pinch of salt. And then I'm gonna put a little bit more of this. I need to get another one out. That's just about. We're just seasoning this flour up. And I'm gonna just go ahead and mix this up. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my pork chops and drop them in here. And what we want to do is I'm gonna put just a little bit. I'm gonna throw a curveball at y'all. I'm gonna put just a little bit of my Creole. Y'all know me. I just like it a little bit on the tasty side.
Don't put it too hard.
No, I'm not. I'm just barely dusting the top. I'm not even putting it on both sides. We're just gonna barely dust them.
Now you don't have to put that on there.
No, you don't have to. I just love Creole. I just love my Creole.
He likes to burn everybody up.
I'm gonna burn y'all up today. No, not really. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this one stood up here and start. So you got that one on and got it going. We'll have to cut that back down in a minute. So just watch it in just a minute, Tina. All right, so we got your potatoes is coming together over there. Just let them soak just for a minute. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put you just a little bit of chicken broth because we're gonna put this in the oven in a minute. We're just gonna
that's a strong onion.
That's real onions right there.
Now hidden.
That's real, Miss Cleveland. We're gonna go ahead and dump this on. To go ahead and get that heated up just a little bit, and we may wind up popping all this in the oven. We'll see what we get with those pork chops because Brother Larry over at Mulberry Church over in, is it Houston or Houston?
Houston.
Houston. I can't ever say that right. He's one of our neighbors, and we was over a while back having a revival at their church. And he was asking me about a brown gravy. So if I can get to that brown gravy, I get these pork chops going. He was asking about a recipe for a homemade brown gravy like Grandmama used to make. So I'm going to do it in a couple of different variations, and we'll see what we get. Maybe we can get to that today. I hope so.
Need to do a red-eye gravy sometime.
Yeah, I hadn't had red-eye gravy in a long time. Y'all know what red-eye gravy is out there in
I know somebody does.
In Atlanta town. I know people around here know what it is, but maybe somebody watching somewhere else saying, what in the world is red-eye gravy? Well, we're going to show you.
Know that here.
Huh?
Yeah,
people around here know what red-eye gravy is. All right, so I'm just getting these in on a coat right here, and I'm going to let that set just for a second. And then we're going to, as soon as that oil gets tempting, I'm just going to put these. Your potatoes are looking like they're coming on along. It don't take them too long. I cut those kind of thin.
Yeah.
And the thinner you cut them, the quicker they'll get done. So I'm just keep touching these and roll. I'm just waiting on that oil to come up to temp. So what I'm gonna do, Tina, is I'm gonna wash my hand, and you just keep them going. If you think you need a little more pepper or something on, we could make it sprinkle a little more pepper. It's just however much you want on them today. I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Nope, I'm good. I ain't gonna burn everybody up.
I'm gonna wash my hands good. I don't want the food police to get on to me too bad.
This is probably one of those dishes there aren't a whole lot of variations, I guess.
Yeah.
Potatoes and onions is potatoes.
It's just good old comfort food, right?
With a piece of, we say loaf bread, sandwich bread, I guess. That's the way we were brought up. This and a piece of loaf bread, and you were set. Ketchup.
Russ would say a piece of a loaf of bread.
Yep.
That's what he would say. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and drop these pork chops. Just flour and seasoned flour. We're just gonna go ahead and get a little char on them, Tina. I know.
It's been a long time since I've had
we all about some pork chops, y'all. These are big pork chops here too. These are bone in. You can get the boneless, center cut, whatever you want to get. You do you, whatever you like. This is just regular old pork chops. Come from a local market, local cut, and probably from a pig that was local grown around where we come from.
We didn't have to have that vision.
It's real. It's real. So I'm gonna lay that right there. So, Mr. Cleveland, what you think?
Eating fried chicken and thinking about the chicken truck.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The chicken truck went down the road and is headed to the chicken place right on the corner down there. So what you think? Coming together all right?
I don't know. You the one. You tell me.
Just lay them out flat.
I'm stirring.
Just don't stir them. Let them flat.
Well, I don't want them onions to burn.
They're not gonna burn. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Now, with that being said, where'd I put your bacon right here? I got another. I'm gonna reach right here and grab this other. I got another cutting board. I'm gonna grab over here. Move this one out the way. Set it to the side. I know y'all say, well, you done got stuff all over that, and Brother Frank, you better move it. So I'm gonna move it. But I'm not throwing that away. It's not going nowhere. It's not going anywhere. But while we're doing that, we can go ahead and talk just for a minute. Boy, ain't the Lord good today. He woke us up. He woke us up this morning, clothed in our right mind. But I know that's debatable sometimes about that right mind. You know, I know what you're gonna say. But God been too good to us not to give Him a little bit of glory right here. He give us a chance to cook some food and eat some food. And not only to cook and eat it, but to have an appetite, even be able to want food. That's all.
Right.
He's good. He's good. He's a good God today.
Yep.
So what you thinking about that? You need a little more seasoning on them?
Maybe just a little salt.
Maybe a little bit of.
I don't know. I guess you won't know till you taste them.
Yeah, I don't want to salt them up too much.
That's good.
I like that black. Just leave it right there. Just let them brown on the bottom, and you can flip them. Then we're gonna get ready to cap them, and then we're gonna pop them in the oven just for a little bit. Like I say, this is
pretty thick. How long is it going to take them to cook?
It's not going to take them long. We're going to let them go just a few minutes on that side right there. We just want them to release from the pan a little bit and get a little brown. Let's say we can pop these in the oven too.
I was going to say.
Let's say pork chops are not like chicken. You know, pork chops, you cook them to 145 internal temperatures. They don't have to. Now you can cut back on that just a little bit to about a little bit right there. Yeah. Pork chops don't have to be that 170 or so like chicken 65. You know, people, it's debatable what they say, but I like my chicken done, but pork chops they don't have to be cooked as long, so it don't take them quite as long. So see, that's already getting a little brown. We're gonna let it go just another minute on that side. If
anybody out there has good pork chop recipes, send them to us.
That's right. You know, you can't do them. It's kind of like chicken. You can't do them wrong.
Baked pork chops are good too, though.
Baked, fried, barbecue.
I guess you could put those in the crock pot, couldn't you?
Oh yeah,
barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, you could drop them in there, and they'd be ready when. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. And I'm gonna talk about just for a second while we're waiting on. We got those going, and I may pull out another pot here in a minute, and I could use part of that for our making our brown gravy, but we'll see. Go ahead and give those a flip, Tina. We'll see if those are about ready to go in the oven. But look, when you're making gravy, if you want to make homemade gravy, the ingredients is really simple. It's really simple. All you got to do is just have a little bit of flour, a little bit of chicken stock, and I got some bouillon, some beef bouillon. You know, you could use your fat dripping from what you're cooking. It's different variations in different ways. I just want to show you an easy way to make it today.
I can't make gravy.
Huh?
I can't make gravy.
Yes, you can.
No.
You just ain't never tried to make gravy.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I can't.
Lord have mercy, y'all.
It's either too done or not done enough or burnt or.
We got some broth and we got a few. We may drop a few onions in it. As a matter of fact, I might even take we might even do it in this little pot right here. We might even do it. So Brother Larry was asking how I make it, and I said, you know, you can use different fats, you can use different things. So I think I'm gonna grab if I can find some around. I thought I had some butter around here. I'm gonna step off right over here just for a second to see if I got some butter. I think I do right here. Yep, got a whole pack right here. I'm gonna take some of this butter. And generally, Rule of thumb when you're making gravy, it's kind of like making a roux. You would want to use equal parts of butter or oil or flour. So what we're going to do today, we won't make a big batch. So we'll probably use about 3 tablespoons, 3, maybe 4. So I'm going to just take this right here and we'll cut it off right here. Let's go 3 1/2. Let's go 3 1/2 right here. Sorry about throwing your towel in the floor, Miss Cleveland. Be all right, don't want. I know I done dropped paper towels and everything. It's okay, Tina, we're cooking. We in the kitchen.
Oh, Lord.
Go ahead and cut this one on for me. It'd be that one.
You think I can't see what it is?
I can't figure out. This stove is, I don't ever know which one I'm turning. I just turn it on until it gets hot. All right, let's check these now and see what these is looking like on this side. Let's say that's about what we want to get right there. We're getting a little bit something going right here, Miss Cleveland. Let's flip those over. And I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I know exactly how I feel about them pork chops right there.
That looks good.
That looks really good. I might even let you have a bite of that.
Especially when you're hungry.
So what we're gonna do, making this gravy, we're just gonna let that butter melt. And like I say, we put about 3 1/2. So we'll put about that much. This is a teaspoon. I don't have a tablespoon, but we'll put about equal parts of flour and butter. I just wanted to get this going so we could show this before we had to go to break. Maybe just go ahead and get this started. That way we show Brother Larry. He won't know about gravy. We're fixing to make some gravy. And coming up real soon, we've been asked to do some breakfast, and we're gonna do a breakfast episode, and we're gonna make some sawmill gravy. So you just hang with us just a minute. You're gonna find out what it's all about. Amen. What you think about those, Tim? You think those are about ready to cap and put in the oven for a little bit?
You tell me.
Yeah, go ahead and when you flip those, just flip them around one more time and get them laid out flat. And we'll pop those in the oven. What we're gonna do is cap them off with some cheese. You don't have to, but this is the reason why I got this other cutting board out a while ago. I was talking about it and I got sidetracked. We're gonna take this bacon right here. Matter of fact, let me do this. We're finna go old school, old style right here, just like Granny used to do. We're gonna get some paper towels and we're gonna get some of the grease off of it. We're gonna cut this up. I mean, it's funny I say get the grease out of this and we put grease in everything we're cooking right. Oh, me.
That might look a little bit healthy.
No, well, it's just...
Getting the grease off of it.
We're just gonna get it out so we can cut it up. What I wanna do is cut it up. I wanna cut it up, so I'm just getting some of it off. We'll let that soak just for a second. So, all right, Tina, what we're gonna do now, this is very optional right here too. This is one of those things you got to measure with your heart. So you got to flatten them out. Just kind of coat that whole bottom over there. So I can put there. We go. We're gonna coat these with some. No, you don't.
Yes.
Tina, Miss Cleveland. I don't know what I'd do without you. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Oh man. You can be as cheesy as you want to right here. We're gonna cover that and watch this. We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet.
Makes me feel like I'm sitting somewhere where it's freezing and the windows are fogged up.
Yeah. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know how to take that. All right, so what we're gonna do, open that. If you'll open the oven for me, Tina, I'll go ahead and stick this in. We want to pop this in. We're putting this in a 400-degree oven. Those potatoes are about done. We just want that cheese to melt and get it all ooey gooey and bubbly. And if it was a little bit dry, we could have added some more of that chicken broth, but we done put everything else in there. Okay, Tina, so we're gonna go ahead and put that over on your eye. Cut that one back off and cut this one up to medium for me, please. All right, that butter is about to get melted.
It is melted. Yeah,
it's okay. So let's go ahead. What I want you to do is get you take one of those. So we're gonna measure out.
Like this?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Put about a little bit more. All right, go ahead and stir that in good. Go ahead and stir it. Ideally, it would have worked real good in a bigger pan. But what you want to do, you don't want to let that burn. You want to keep that moving. Right now, you're stirring just like you're making a roux. And you can always add a little bit more to it if we need to here in a minute. Just keep on stirring. Brother Larry wanted some gravy. We're going to make him some gravy. Just keep that moving. Just keep that whole thing moving and keep it stirring. This is just like I say, just like making a roux. You don't want to burn this. You want to keep it moving, because if you burn it, then you're gonna have to start all over again. All right, the only thing I done was cut that butter with this a while ago, so I'm gonna use this same knife. We're gonna cut this bacon up just a little bit. We just want to chop it up. I know my chopping skills ain't good like y'all's, but we're just cutting up this bacon because what we're gonna do is save this to top our potatoes when they come out of the oven. We just want to give it just a little rough chop. Cut it up fine if you want to. You can cook it up. You can even cook it, you know, where it's real crunchy or whatever if you want to also. But this like I told y'all, just do you on this bacon. This is some of that good thick cut bacon. It's that good stuff, Miss Cleveland. I don't even want to leave them crumbs down there. All right, we're gonna set that back over to the side for a minute.
Can I turn this down?
Yeah, you can turn it down well, you don't want to turn it down too much, but we're gonna add some more to it. What you're doing right now is just cooking that flour, that raw flour taste out of it. And what I want to do is go ahead and, like I say, a lot of these things, go ahead and cut this down to medium too. Oh, look at that. Lord have mercy. And that right there. And see what we're doing right now is just cooking it down. Now you can cook this on down to get it like real brown if you wanted to. But we're gonna add a little bit of bouillon in it. But if you was making a real homemade authentic gravy, you would cook this till just keep, you know, like I say, you would keep stirring just like what you're doing, just keep it moving. And then you would let this get a little bit more brown before we started adding anything.
I don't like brown.
But you got that raw taste out of it. So what we're gonna go ahead and do right now, you just keep on stirring. Keep stirring, Miss Cleveland. We're gonna put.
That's what I know how to do.
Yep. We're gonna put a good heavy teaspoon of this beef bouillon. And this is the low sodium, I think, bouillon. I think.
Well, that's gonna help a lot.
Well, I mean, you know, we try to help everyone we can. Go ahead and just keep on mixing that in, and let me know when that melts. And we're gonna just keep on stirring. The key to this right here is to keep that moving. A whisk could work good with this too. But what you're doing is fine. You just keep it stirring, Miss Cleveland. And we're gonna get this gravy. I just want to show this gravy, and we're gonna put all this together here in a little bit. We'll have it ready to put together when we come back from break. Just keep on moving it, all right? And what I want you to do is just keep on stirring. I'm gonna pour. We're gonna start about right there, and I want you to keep on stirring. And I think if I don't know if I got a whisk out yet or not. I'll find you one shortly. I think you would just keep it moving. So it's gonna liquefy right there, but it's gonna thicken as you just turn your heat back up just a little bit. And we're just gonna keep on stirring. Let these pork chops cook just a minute. See, that right there is getting exactly like I like it right there.
Yeah.
That is good. And like I say, you can put a little more seasoning on them if you want to, but just I like them just like that. I like them just like that. And I put my meat thermometer in here. We're getting ready to go to break. We're gonna check these right here to see where they're at. And I told you 145. All right, that's jumping on up there. That's done. That one's done. So those internal temp, they're good. Go ahead and cut that off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain some of this oil, and we're gonna be right back from break in just a minute, and we'll see what we got.
Hold on, don't go anywhere.
All right, welcome back to the master's table. Whoa, I tell you right now, we got this going, and I want to go ahead and get to this because we got a couple things we want to say. First of all, I want to give you a quick tip of the day. If you don't have, and I might have stuck it back in the drawer right here. I stuck it, oh, here it is. If you don't have a meat thermometer, go buy a meat thermometer. This is the best thing you can have in your kitchen when you're cooking to check your temperatures of your food.
Yep.
I want to say this, I dropped these onions over. I took the pork chops out and dropped these onions in. And just to kind of soak up some of that, they call it fond on the bottom, but my granny would say all that burnt stuff on the bottom, that's all the flavor. So we got all that flavor right here. So I'm gonna add these pork chops back. And Tina, while you get ready to give them your verse, y'all just watch what I'm doing right here.
I'm gonna give you a verse out of this book that I absolutely love. It's called Psalms and Prayers, and I've had it for a long time. But for today, it says, for the righteous will never be moved. They are not afraid of evil tidings. Their hearts are firm, secure in the Lord. That's from Psalm 112, 6 through 7. And our little, even the worst news or anything that you could go through should not prevail over the good news of the Lord. So anything that you're going through, anything that's coming your way that's not good, just remember that the Lord's got your back, always.
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 Always. All right, here's the potatoes. Y'all know that bacon we talked about? Here it is. Look at there. Boom, just like that. We're going to do that. We're going to spread out the bacon. Pork chops. We drop these onions. Let them just marry in that grease with all that flavor. Pork chops. And here, Brother Larry, here's your homemade brown gravy.
There we go.
There it is.
Thank you all for joining us today. Join us next week here on the Master's Table. And until then, God bless you. We love you.